All right, so this is a very interesting graph by NBC News. It's a compilation of 150 deletions by this thing going on in the world. It's quite interesting to look at because it does kind of show that it really does seem to be quite a bit more fierce for individuals who are elderly or had pre-existing conditions. Individuals who are healthy tend to not suffer as severely as would be expected with any disease normally. So essentially it is like the flu in that sense. But let's read this. NBC News collected 167 reports published from January 23rd to March 3rd on this thing going around that deletes people in mainland China, Hong Kong, the Philippines, and the United States. Most of the victims were older. 128 were 65 years or older. 8 were under 35. So on this graph here, to the left, you will see age 20. Then to the right of that, age 40. Then 60, 80, 100. Pretty self-explanatory. Each dot in between represents one individual. So you can see the largest concentration does seem to be right around that 60 to 80 year age range. The younger it is, there are less and less and less. Then the difference between men and women. 104 of them were men, 63 were women. Same buttons are the same people representing the same people, only blue are men and pink are female. Yes, men are known for not washing their hands as much as females. Men, wash your hands. For 116 of those cases, there was health data known. Only one of them, that little green dot right there, between 60 and 80, and another one between 20 and 40 had no underlying conditions. The others were either unknown or had underlying conditions, but I would gather that judging by this data, we can speculate that the ones that are orange are going to follow the same pattern. So the vast majority of the deletions is going to be due to having underlying health conditions pre-existing that this thing going around the world exasperated. Doctors who specialize in infectious disease told NBC News it's too early in the study of the disease to draw any conclusive links between gender or any particular pre-existing health conditions and the risk of deletion. Instead, much like with the flu and with other common illness, each individual's overall health appears to matter more. If you're more healthy, you're more likely to not be as affected as if... And, I mean, that's just common sense. That's with anything. If you have underlying conditions, something hits you, there's more of a likelihood it's going to hit you badly. Deletion from this thing going around the world is caused by respiratory failure brought on by pneumonia, said Dr. Catherine Stephenson, an assistant professor at Harvard Medical School. Whether patients survive a severe illness comes down to their ability to withstand the symptoms. Once you get into acute respiratory disease syndrome, it's about how well can your body handle the stress, said Stephenson, who specializes in vaccine development for infectious diseases. Again, everything points towards the healthier you are, more likely it's just going to be like a inconvenience. That makes sense. I mean, they're kind of preaching to the choir, and I know I'm preaching to the choir too, because you guys are freaking brilliant too. There's no treatment available for this thing going on around the world. All healthcare personnel can do is treat symptoms, including giving medication to treat the fever and cough associated with the illness. Sometimes people experience complications and need extra care, such as breathing assistance, ventilators, or even extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, ECMO, which pumps blood outside a patient's body. I don't know if you've ever seen those machines. It's like a plasma machine. If you've donated plasma, donated blood, it's got a little circular thing, but they're pulling the blood out. They're adding oxygen in by the machine. It runs through two, I forget what they're called. The thing where it allows the hemoglobin to actually pick up the blood and carry it back to the body, and then it pumps it back into the body. While most of the deletions NBC News analyzed were in older people, this doesn't mean that age in of itself is a risk factor, experts say. No, general overall health. It just is common sense to understand that the older you are, the more likely your health is failing. Welcome to the human civilization and the human condition. We're all headed that way. We can all talk about it in a matter-of-fact, natural manner, I would hope. Dr. Daniel Kuritz, yes, that name, chief of the Division of Infectious Disease at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Massachusetts, said that it could be a coincidence since the chance of developing a serious health condition or a weaker immune system increases with age. Officials simply don't know yet. No, it's common sense, man. Come on. Why are you beating around the bush? It's common sense. The older you are, your health tends to fail. That's human life. That's the human life cycle. And life cycle. Your body doesn't work as well. While it's certainly the case that there's increased risk with increasing age, a vigorously healthy older person might not be at the same risk as a middle-aged person with diabetes. No, the on and all is overall health. It just so happens that elderly people with overall health in general are not as healthy. It's just biology. Now, a healthy 80-year-old man most likely would do and fare better than an unhealthy 20-year-old man. Yes, we understand that. That's common sense. Children fare well, though doctors are not sure why. In China, children accounted for approximately 1 of 40 of this thing going around the world cases, according to a report from the World Health Organization. I was going to say the WHO, China. Joint mission, and none of the deaths, none of the deletions reported worldwide were in children. While the thing going around the world has spread quickly, 4 out of 5 patients who develop the disease recover without needing any special treatment. Yeah, so proper hygiene is the number one thing that you should be focusing on. Washing your hands, being clean, being generally a clean person. That's the best thing that you can do. And be informed, and don't panic, but be informed and understand that, hey, this is something that's going on in the world. We don't know how bad it's going to get. We don't know what direction it's going to go just yet. But it is good to stay informed. It's good to know what's going on. There's nothing wrong with it, and there's nothing wrong with reporting it in a factual manner, in my opinion. And if you agree with me on that, give me a thumbs up. I love you guys. Stay informed. I will see you guys on the next one. But interesting, yeah. Definitely does look like it is affecting individuals who are elderly, because age and health are kind of, they play off each other a little bit. In general, of course, obviously there's going to be some older individuals who are healthier than some younger individuals, but in general, and individuals who have pre-existing health conditions. All this is pretty much common sense, or at least it should be. Anyways, I love you guys. I will see you on the next one, and I'll stop being so cynical. Probably not.